Welcome, truth seekers, to a spine-tingling episode of Paranormal Mountain Club. I'm your host, Mark DeLieu. As I write this, I'm staying in a cabin near the majestic Mount Shasta, where the inspiration for this video first took shape. Today, we're exploring the mystical height of one of America's most enigmatic peaks. Rising majestically from the California landscape, Mount Shasta has long been a beacon for those drawn to the unexplained. Native American tribes considered it sacred ground, and over the years, it's become a hotbed of paranormal activity and unexplained phenomena. Before we dive into the mysteries, let's take a moment to appreciate Mount Shasta itself. This dormant volcano is the second highest peak in the Cascade Range. Geologically, it's a complex stratovolcano, but it's not just its physical presence that's impressive. For thousands of years, Mount Shasta has held deep spiritual significance for Native American tribes like the Karuk, Modoc, and Shasta. They believe the mountain was inhabited by the spirit of the above-world Skell, who descended from heaven to the mountain's summit to do battle with the spirit of the below-world, Lao. This rich cultural history, combined with its awe-inspiring natural beauty, has made Mount Shasta a magnet for spiritual seekers, New Age believers, and mystery enthusiasts for generations. In today's episode, we'll delve into three of Mount Shasta's most persistent mysteries: the baffling Mount Shasta, mysterious nighttime lights, the elusive Bigfoot sightings in the area, and the legend of the invisible city of Telos. Get comfortable and let the mysteries of Mount Shasta unfold as we dive deep into the unknown. Let's start with our first phenomenon: the Mount Shasta nighttime lights. For decades, witnesses have reported strange, unexplained lights dancing around the mountain's peak. These aren't your average airplane lights or shooting stars. Witnesses describe glowing orbs of various colors, often red, green, or white, that hover, dart across the sky at incredible speeds, or even seem to emerge from the mountain itself. The frequency of these sightings has made Mount Shasta a prime location for skywatchers and UFO hunters. But these lights aren't a recent phenomenon. Reports date back to the early 20th century, with one of the earliest documented cases occurring in 1931. On a clear August night that year, a group of campers reported seeing a bright star-like object emerge from behind the mountain. It hovered for several minutes before shooting straight up into the sky at an unbelievable speed. This sighting set the stage for decades of similar reports. Fast forward to 1988, when a California Highway Patrol officer made headlines with his sighting. He reported a bright light rising from the ground near the mountain, hovering briefly, then accelerating straight up at a speed he described as faster than anything I've ever seen. Now, skeptics have proposed various explanations for these lights. Some suggest they're lenticular clouds catching and reflecting light in unusual ways. Others say they might be a rare form of ball lightning or even misidentified aircraft. But these explanations fall short for many witnesses. The speed and maneuverability of the lights often defy conventional aircraft capabilities, and their persistence over decades, with consistent descriptions from various unrelated witnesses, makes simple misidentification seem unlikely. In recent years, sightings have continued, with modern technology allowing for better documentation. Smartphones and high-quality cameras have captured footage of these mysterious lights. Though, as with most UFO footage, debates rage over their authenticity. What makes the Mount Shasta lights so compelling is their consistency over time. Whether seen in 1931 or 2021, the descriptions remain remarkably similar. This consistency, combined with the sheer number of sightings, keeps researchers puzzled. The challenges in studying this phenomenon are numerous. The lights appear randomly, making planned observation difficult. Their brief duration and unpredictable movements make scientific measurement a challenge. And of course, the remote, often inhospitable terrain of Mount Shasta itself poses logistical problems for researchers. In recent years, the study of the Mount Shasta lights has entered the digital age. Online forums and social media groups dedicated to the phenomenon have sprung up, allowing witnesses to share their experiences in real time. This has led to some intriguing developments. In 2018, a group of amateur astronomers set up a long-term observation project on the mountain. Using high-sensitivity cameras and spectrum analyzers, they hoped to capture definitive evidence of the lights. After 6 months, they released their preliminary findings. While they hadn't captured any definitive proof of extraterrestrial activity, they did record several anomalous light events that defied easy explanation. One particularly interesting case occurred on a clear night in October. Their equipment detected a bright, fast-moving object that emitted light in a very narrow band of the spectrum, something not typically seen in natural phenomena or known aircraft. The object's movements, as tracked by their instruments, showed it covering miles in mere seconds, then stopping abruptly and hovering for several minutes before vanishing. This kind of citizen science is becoming increasingly common around Mount Shasta. It represents a new chapter in the study of these mysterious lights, blending eyewitness accounts with technological documentation. As camera technology improves and becomes more accessible, we may be on the cusp of breakthrough discoveries about the true nature of the Mount Shasta lights. As it stands, the Mount Shasta nighttime lights remain a true mystery. Are they evidence of extraterrestrial visitation, an unknown natural phenomenon, or something else entirely? The debate continues, and the lights keep appearing, adding to the mountain's mystique. Now, let's turn our attention to our second phenomenon: Bigfoot sightings around Mount Shasta. When most people think of Bigfoot, they might picture the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest. But Mount Shasta and its surrounding wilderness have become a hotspot for sightings of this legendary creature. The legend of Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, has been part of North American folklore for centuries. Native American tribes in the Mount Shasta area have long told stories of giant, hair-covered beings inhabiting the wilderness. These tales laid the groundwork for the modern Bigfoot phenomenon. What makes Mount Shasta such a prime location for Bigfoot sightings? The area's vast, untamed wilderness provides the perfect habitat for a large, elusive creature. Dense forests, hidden valleys, and remote caves offer plenty of places for a Bigfoot to hide. Let's look at some notable sightings in the area. In 1962, a group of loggers working near Mount Shasta reported seeing a large, hair-covered bipedal creature watching them from the tree line. When they approached, the being retreated into the forest, leaving behind footprints over 16 inches long. Another significant encounter occurred in 1976. A family camping near Mount Shasta woke in the night to the sound of heavy footsteps outside their tent. When the father looked outside, he saw a massive ape-like figure silhouetted against the moonlight. The creature stood still for a moment, then melted into the darkness. More recently, in 2009, a hiker on a remote trail reported a close encounter with what he described as a Bigfoot. He described a creature over 8 feet tall, covered in reddish-brown hair, with a face that seemed to blend ape-like and human features. The hiker managed to take a photo, but like most Bigfoot images, it was blurry and inconclusive. These sightings share common elements: a large, hair-covered bipedal creature, often described as having a strong, musky odor. Witnesses frequently mention feeling a sense of fear or awe in the creature's presence. But what evidence do we have beyond eyewitness accounts? Bigfoot researchers have collected various types of physical evidence around Mount Shasta. Footprint casts are the most common, with some prints measuring up to 24 inches long. Hair samples have also been collected, though analysis often proves inconclusive or identifies them as coming from known animals. Skeptics, of course, have their own explanations. Misidentification is a common theory. A bear standing on its hind legs could, in the right circumstances, be mistaken for a Bigfoot. Hoaxes are another possibility, with some people creating fake footprints or dressing in ape suits to fool believers. Despite the skepticism, the legend of Bigfoot has had a significant impact on the Mount Shasta area. It's become part of local folklore, attracting tourists and enthusiasts from around the world. Several Bigfoot-themed businesses have sprung up in nearby towns, and guided Bigfoot hunting expeditions are popular among visitors. In recent years, Bigfoot research has taken a more scientific turn, with DNA analysis playing a significant role. In 2012, a team of researchers led by Dr. Melba Ketchum claimed to have sequenced Bigfoot DNA from hair and tissue samples collected around Mount Shasta and other hotspots. Their controversial study suggested that Bigfoot could be a human hybrid, the result of interbreeding between humans and an unknown primate species. While mainstream scientists have criticized the study's methodology, it sparked a new wave of genetic research in cryptozoology. Today, several projects are ongoing to collect and analyze potential Bigfoot DNA from the Mount Shasta area. Technology is also changing the game in Bigfoot research. Drone surveillance has become a popular tool among Bigfoot hunters. In 2019, a team using a thermal imaging drone claimed to have captured footage of a large, heat-emitting bipedal figure moving through a remote area of the Mount Shasta wilderness. While the footage was inconclusive, it demonstrates how modern technology is opening up new avenues of investigation. Another innovative approach is the use of infrasound detectors. Some researchers theorize that Bigfoot might communicate using low-frequency sound waves below human hearing. Several teams have set up infrasound monitoring stations around Mount Shasta, hoping to capture evidence of these elusive creatures. Research continues, with organizations like the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization conducting regular expeditions in the area. They use modern technology, such as thermal cameras and audio recording equipment, in hopes of capturing definitive evidence. Whether Bigfoot is a real, undiscovered species or a product of folklore and misidentification, its legend is firmly entrenched in the Mount Shasta region. The rugged, mysterious landscape continues to fuel imaginations and spark new sightings, keeping the Bigfoot mystery alive. For our final phenomenon, we're going underground, way underground. Let's explore the legend of the invisible city of Telos, supposedly hidden beneath Mount Shasta. The story of Telos is deeply rooted in esoteric and New Age beliefs. It began gaining popularity in the 1930s, thanks to writings by Harvey Spencer Lewis, who claimed to have encountered the descendants of an ancient civilization living inside the mountain. According to the legend, Telos is a vast, technologically advanced city located in a network of caverns beneath Mount Shasta. It's said to be home to the Lemurians, survivors of the lost continent of Lemuria, which supposedly sank into the Pacific Ocean thousands of years ago. Believers describe Telos as a utopian society, free from disease, conflict, and environmental problems. The city is said to span several miles, with a population of over 1 million inhabitants. Its architecture is described as a blend of ancient and futuristic styles, with crystalline structures and advanced energy systems. The Lemurians themselves are often described as tall, graceful beings with flowing hair and robes. They're said to possess incredible longevity and advanced spiritual and technological knowledge. One of the most detailed accounts of Telos comes from a woman named Diane Robbins, who claims to have telepathic communication with the city's inhabitants. In her books, she describes a society of highly evolved beings living in harmony with nature and the cosmos. Author individuals have claimed to have physically visited Telos. In 1904, a prospector named J.C. Brown reported discovering a cave that led to an underground city full of gold and strange artifacts. Though he disappeared before leading an expedition back to the site, his story fueled further speculation about Telos. More recently, some New Age practitioners claim to have astral projected into Telos, or communicated with its inhabitants through meditation. These accounts often describe encounters with wise, benevolent beings who share messages of peace and spiritual evolution. From a scientific perspective, the existence of Telos is described as geologically impossible. The interior of Mount Shasta, like most volcanoes, consists of solid rock and magma chambers. There simply isn't space for a vast underground city. Moreover, a civilization of over 1 million people would be impossible to hide in today's world of satellite imagery and advanced scanning technologies. No credible evidence of large-scale underground structures or civilizations has ever been found beneath Mount Shasta. So why does the legend of Telos persist? Psychologists suggest it taps into deep-seated human desires for hidden knowledge and utopian societies. The idea of an advanced civilization living in secret, possessing solutions to the world's problems, is undeniably appealing. The legend of Telos also fits into a broader category of hollow earth theories, which have been part of folklore and fringe beliefs for centuries. Mount Shasta, with its already established reputation for paranormal activity, provides a perfect setting for such a legend to take root. In New Age and esoteric circles, Telos has become a symbol of spiritual enlightenment and human potential. Some view it not as a physical place, but as a metaphor for higher consciousness or an idealized society we should strive to create. The legend of Telos has had a significant impact on popular culture, inspiring numerous books, films, and even music. In the 1987 film Overboard, Mount Shasta and its legendary underground city play a pivotal role in the plot. The movie brought the Telos myth to a mainstream audience, sparking wider interest in the legend. In literature, the Telos myth has been incorporated into various science fiction and fantasy works. Author Alec McClellan's 1982 book, The Lost World of Agardi, presented the Telos legend as part of a global network of underground civilizations, linking it to similar myths from around the world. The music world has also been influenced by the Telos legend. In 2007, electronic music producer Devin Townsend released an album titled Ziltoid the Omniscient, which featured a character from Telos. The album's storyline, involving an alien's quest for the ultimate cup of coffee, brought a humorous twist to the Telos myth. Even in the world of video games, Telos has made an appearance. The popular role-playing game series Shin Megami Tensei features a location called Shambhala beneath Mount Shasta, clearly inspired by the Telos legend. This cultural impact demonstrates how the myth of Telos has transcended its origins in esoteric beliefs to become a part of our shared cultural imagination. Whether seen as literal truth or inspiring fiction, the legend of the invisible city continues to captivate and intrigue people around the world. As we conclude our journey through the mysteries of Mount Shasta, we're left with more questions than answers. The nighttime lights continue to baffle observers. Bigfoot remains elusive, and the city of Telos, if it exists, stays hidden from sight. What is it about Mount Shasta that attracts so many legends and unexplained phenomena? Perhaps it's the mountain's sheer majesty and remote location. Or maybe, as some believe, it's a special energy vortex, a place where the veil between worlds grows thin. Whatever the truth may be, Mount Shasta continues to fascinate and perplex in equal measure. It stands as a testament to the enduring human desire to find wonder and mystery in the world around us. If you enjoyed this exploration of Mount Shasta's mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Paranormal Mountain Club. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our deep dives into the world's most mysterious places. Have you had your own unexplained experience on Mount Shasta? Or perhaps you have theories about the phenomena we've discussed? We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, Keep your eyes on the shadows and your mind open to the possibilities.